The words, "You must remember this," are from the song As Time Goes By, made famous by the Oscar-winning film Casablanca. The words can also be read as a bit of a curse, considering what we're learning about criticism's power to root itself in our minds. Our Sunday morning cover story is reported now by Tracy Smith.
In the 40 years that he's been writing books and movie reviews, critic Leonard Maltin has earned a slew of accolades. But those aren't what he remembers.
I save all the reviews my books have gotten over the years. And I can cite the negative ones for you pretty much from memory.
And the positive ones?
Not so much.
Charlie's one looking right here, please. Charlie's down.
The fact is, criticism sticks. Beneath every designer outfit on the red carpet, there'd better be a thick skin.
When a movie gets panned, how do you take that?
You know, it's hard. They're not writing them for us, and it's stupid for us to read them.
A critic said I had a voice that could kill small animals. Not a real confidence builder.
A couple smiles this way.
And that kind of pain is hard to shake for any of us.
So why are the unpleasant things so unforgettable? Scientists call it negativity bias. The theory is that bad news makes a much bigger impact on our brains. And it's been that way since the caveman days, when our lives depended on being able to remember, above all, what could kill us.
We're still walking around with this Stone Age brain right between our ears, with these ancient circuits in it.
Psychologist Rick Hansen wrote a book about ways to beat our natural negativity bias.
The problem is we've got a brain that's really good at learning from bad experiences, and it's relatively bad at learning from good experiences. That's why I say that the brain is like Velcro for the bad, but Teflon for the good.
And few people understand the power of bad as well as a film critic.
Do you think about people's feelings when you sit down to review something?
I sometimes think about people's feelings because I've been criticized too. But if I've just seen a really terrible movie that has offended me to the marrow of my bones, I'm not going to be thinking so much about their feelings.
If you get caught in a summer shower and the only way to get dry is to pop into a movie theater, I'd say stay wet or pick another film.
For you, is there a line you won't cross?
There are times when I'll see a movie with an actress who is purported to be beautiful, and I don't like her looks. That's a line I don't think I should cross, and yet somehow I feel perhaps I should address it.
Have you ever crossed that line?
I hope not.
For others, there really are no lines. John Simon was a longtime critic for New York Magazine, a Harvard PhD who maintained that anything up on the stage or screen was fair game for criticism.
City lights, the bulbs of those beaming bright.
In 1977, he reviewed Liza Minnelli's Broadway show, The Act, and criticized everything, including her face, writing that she had, quoting now, blubber lips, unable to resist the pull of gravity, and a chin trying its damnedest to withdraw into the neck.
Black widow is sitting in the middle of the web.
There's so much more. In his review of 1976's A Star is Born, Simon wrote that Barbra Streisand's nose, quote, cleaves the giant screen from east to west and zigzags across our horizon like a bolt of fleshy lightning.
It cleaves across the screen?
Yeah, something like that.
Do you think about people's feelings when you write reviews?
Maybe a tiny thought, but not much. I feel that a critic cannot afford to worry about how his review will affect an actor or a director or a writer. He has to write what he believes is the truth and let the chips fall where they may.
The thing about criticism is that it really doesn't always roll off our backs. At the University of California, San Diego, Dr. Martin Paulus is looking into how negative words affect the brain.
When you hear a criticism, say somebody says to you, you suck as an actor, that word suck immediately gets translated from hearing it, from recognizing that it is a word, to something that is a threat to me.
Paulus says that at least two regions of the brain, the amygdala and the medial prefrontal cortex, work harder when processing criticism and can keep the brain from doing much else.
If I engage the brain in criticism, and it's really working hard on that criticism, it can't work on anything else. It becomes all-consuming. And so when you engage the brain in very strong negative things, then obviously these negative things become part of who we are.
So it literally affects you to your core.
Absolutely, to your core.
Of course, there is such a thing as pushing back.
He's picking something up for me.
Consider the case of actress Sylvia Miles, a two-time Academy Award nominee, the first of which was for this role in 1969's Midnight Cowboy.
In case you didn't happen to notice it, you big Texas Longhorn bull, I'm one hell of a gorgeous chick.
Well, now, Cass,
you
take it
heard
easy
it.
now.
At 28 years old, you think you can come up here and pull this kind of crap up here?
Off-screen, she was active on the New York party scene. When critic John Simon reviewed her in a 1973 play, he referred to her as a party girl and gate crasher.
I said her acting is more like gate crashing, which she didn't particularly like.
Not long afterward, Miles spotted Simon at a party, and she happened to be holding a plate of food.
I look up, and he's standing right there. So without further ado, and without even thinking, I mean, I don't even remember thinking anything. I just dumped it on the top of his head. I said, now you can call me a plate crasher as well.
That was what you said?
And that proves that negative criticism does stick with certain people.
What went through your head when a plate of food landed on it?
Well, I said, too bad. I would have liked to eat it, but now that it's been spilled all over. Yeah.
When it's resale time...
Despite the food fight, Sylvia Miles kept on working.
You know, a cute young boy like you got to think of a future lady friend in your life when you're finished wolfing around. Of course, I'm taken.
John Simon, now 88, is still writing reviews as the critic for the suburban New York City paper, The Westchester Guardian, without apologies or regrets.
Would you take back anything you've said about Barbra Streisand, Liza Minnelli, Sylvia Miles?
No, I would not. I think repulsiveness remains repulsive no matter what.
What a word choice.
Well...
Of course, not all critics are John Simon, and not all criticism's bad for you. Tonight, the movie people will get picked apart, as will we all at some point. But Sylvia Miles managed to put her memories in their proper place, and chances are, so can we.
One of the things that we're saying is that our brains tend to remember that negative.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. But I've learned to find ways to see the positive side of everything, because you stay healthier if you're happy and you're smiling and you feel good. And I'd rather get a laugh than a frown. You know what I mean?